Shukran. Yes, it got very big. Well, good morning. We're going to go exploring and end up in a city called Tarim today. So let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Last night was a little bit more of what I would expect a typical night in Yemen to be. We lost power. And it did get a little warm in the room, but you know, you managed to survive and make it through. I think the power didn't go out till about 11 or 12 at night. It was still dark this morning. The hotel had cigarette ash all over the place, and the toilet didn't flush, but the toilet wasn't dirty. I think they had cleaned it beforehand, and maybe, I don't know if they have power attached to the toilet or not, but otherwise there were no like pests or bed bugs or anything like that, just cigarette ash in places I would not have liked to have seen. Our breakfast of bread and eggs. From a distance, I thought this was Coke Zero. It turns out it's an energy drink called Code Red. Doesn't taste like the Mountain Dew Code Red back home, but it was pretty tasty. In Yemen, you can just walk behind the shopkeep area and grab what you want. Before leaving, I was invited to see this really unique oven that they use to make all the bread. That is too cool. This is the finished product. Yes, it got very big. Oh, look at all this work you're doing here. Getting ready for lunch? Little change of plans. We're gonna go have tea at a local tribesman house. Invited inside this his house. Oh, look at this beautiful room here, sitting room. Shukran. After a few minutes, I was invited to speak to the women of the tribe. There were some conditions that had to be met, however. I could not film them. I had to keep the camera pointed well away from them, and the men were to be present when I asked them questions. This actually was really frustrating at times because several questions I asked were answered for them by the men, such as what was their life like growing up. So I left those parts out. I also would have loved to show how pretty and elaborate some of their outfits were. What sorts of tasks or housekeeping chores do you guys do every day? Do you take care of the animals, the camels, or do you cook and clean mostly? What do they do?
هي نفس السؤال بتقول يعني ايش like to breed or raise the animals. But nowadays, or that was in the past, but now they're just staying in the house and they do she's like a housewife.
Visited this area or visited Sana'a or Sayun?
يعني شي قد خرجتم انتم رحتوا صنعاء ولا برا على اليمن؟ لا 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 لا. They just they have goats. They've never been outside or even to North Yemen. But he said like in the afternoon they have goats and then they go like they milk the goats.
Oh, they milk the goats. I see. Okay, very good. Are women allowed to drive here?
Absolutely.
The new generation they live like her.
I'm curious, if they were able to go to school to study a subject, what would they like to study?
درس سيرة كم؟
خلاص لا انها الايام بعيد منا ما عندنا ايام ما عندنا ايام.
They don't have a university here.
They don't have university. Oh, okay.
So just high school.
Okay.
لا هو يمشون من هنا من بلد وين البلد حقنا.
She said, what is the purpose? And I mean, like, why you come here? Like, to do what?
Because I've been to many countries and I've learned that politics are not who the people really are. And I want to see for myself what the people are like.
بتقول لي شي سافرت عدة دول. الحمد لله الأمور طيبة. I told her that we came from Al-Qaeda to here up to now it's safe.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
When you guys have free time, what sorts of activities do you like to do? Do you dance, sing, sew?
يعني بتقول لي في اوقات الفراغ حقكم. She said in our free time we have the cell phone and we
Oh,
write.
the cell phone. That's good. We all have it. We all got that too.
She said, why don't you stay with us here? Stay with us.
If I had time the next time to come back, because I wanted to go to Sana and Aden, we can try to work that out, but we have to get to Sayyun at a certain time. We have itinerary. When I came here, I thought I would only be allowed to wear black, and I see you guys wearing such pretty colors and pretty dresses. I like it.
يقول لك لما جاتنا هي لابسه الاسود هذا وانتم لابسين لبس حلو عليه. When they're outside, they're pretty like that.
Okay.
She said you don't wear the veil, the burqa.
I do in some places. I do have one I wear.
هي معها واحد بس ما She said, what's your impression about Yemen? I mean, so far up to now.
I feel very safe here. I was afraid that military was going to interrogate me every time I saw them. I was afraid that maybe my safety would be in question, but where I've been, no, I felt very safe and I've been very happy with what I've seen.
هي في البداية كانت خايفة.
Hey ladies, thank you so much for sharing your story with me. I appreciate it with your voices. Thank you so much. They're wonderful, warm, curious people, and I hope that I get to run into them again when I come back to see Sana, Aden, and Socotra when it's safer to do so. After that amazing visit, we made a couple of stops to admire this random water oasis in the middle of a desert, appreciate just how the intense heat affects the pavement before arriving at this. Wow, this is unreal. This is epic. This water is like weirdly mushy. Weight goes down weird. I did make a request to stop at one of the many of what appeared to be abandoned villages to do a little exploring. Yep, there's still carpet in here. You are adorable. Doesn't look like it. It's very cool in here. It's not nearly as warm as I would think it would be. If these belong to certain tribes that just moved out of the area or merged in bigger towns, but looks like this was big enough at one point to have their own mosque. We finally made it to one of those villages that has those extremely well-preserved mud houses, some of them being hundreds of years old. You can still see the little bits of hay right there in the construction. This is super dry, squishy mud to walk in. It feels very strange. How old would you say these houses are?
But exactly, I don't know. Could be like 300, 200, something like this.
And they're still standing. That's incredible.
Yeah.
People truly do learn how to adapt in these environments. Find it funny, this is Massax Ferguson, number 390. And off in the distance here, we've got some apiaries. aka beehives. Kind of hard to see if these are live apiaries or not. I don't really hear or see any bees flying around. But Yemen is known for some pretty epic honey. Oh, there they go, going in and out. One of our final stops of the day was at the burial tomb of the Prophet Hud. The town that we are in is almost totally abandoned, except for the pilgrimage time for a couple of weeks in January. This tomb is beautiful. The white color contrasting against the desert is striking. It's very clean and well kept for a place that has almost no visitors at this time, except of course for the construction workers making the renovations. Are abandoned here until January.
This place is pretty cool. I love how the white here just is such a contrast to everything else in the valley here. It's got amazing views, as you can see.
After another couple hours of driving through the desert, we reached Tarim. My curiosity had finally got the best of me, and I had to ask Jamal about these bumper stickers I was seeing all over the place. That is not something I expected to see. Why is there a picture of Saddam Hussein on the car?
Well, actually, a lot of things after the Gulf War, after he's been killed by the American, they consider Saddam Hussein as a hero
Okay.
because he's the first person to say no to the American. So many people, they put his picture behind the car as like something like to feel grateful to that person, and they consider him as a martyr or a hero.
Okay. Yes, I love it. The electricity came back just in time for us to come. Yes, that's right. The restaurant had been dark right up until we showed up. The tour operator manager met up with us, and we all sat down and enjoyed eating our supper together. Well, we made it to Tarim, and before I get too crazy getting my electronics all recharged, this room is a lot nicer and cleaner than the last one I was in. It's nice and big. They got a shower and toilet and sink in here. It's very clean in here, and already did the toilet flush since the last toilet did not work at the hotel that I was at. And they got a nice air conditioner. They've even got, it's a little dark right now, but they got this really nice little view of the gardens out here. On that note, I'll say goodnight and see you next time.